Hey guys, Brett McIver here, coming from the big city of Jackson, South Carolina, where they always say nothing can be finer than being Carolina in the morning. I'm just here, Dr. Sharp asked us to give some advice to up and coming youth or music ministers, and me, along with my two dogs, Rosie and Pickle. Say, hey girls. Sorry, I'm getting them in there. Hey girls. That's my two little hyperactive children. Haha. We're going to just kind of, play some ground rules. What it would need to be to be an effective music minister. You just, of course, stay in the Word. Stay in the Word. I can't emphasize that enough. It's very crucial. If you seek counsel, I still, even though I'm not serving in a paid position at a church, I seek counsel from a fellow worship pastor of mine that lives in Mississippi. Every so often we talk on the phone, or we'll shoot a text back and forth. But that's kind of what we do. I do for that. I also seek counsel with a fellow pastor every so often. We go have lunch. We talk ministry, talk things, just about just kind of staying in the loop, if you will. But it's always great to have that background, the support with you. Also, when you're leading worship, I know this is the time of transition where they're actually going to more of a blended style of worship. And if your church is in that position, I would always tell a younger youth pastor, or I keep referring to you, music pastor, don't change overnight. It's impossible. It takes years to transition from Amazing Grace and Leaning on the Everlasting Arms to Famous One and more Tomlin and Redmond Greats. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. Where I would say with that. Also, just keep in tune. Be it you, because you will have to take on multiple roles in the church too. Be a disciple. Be a shepherd at times for your choir, for your members, where the pastor can't or fulfill that role. Sadly enough, I was in a church where a pastor refused to go visit his flock, even when they were in the hospital, and I would oftentimes see myself fulfilling that role. And moving on to the scriptures, I was looking through Block and looking through my Bible, and the scriptures from Chronicles, and of course moving on to the Psalms. I remember David. A lot of the shout to the Lord was penned from the Psalms. Better is one day. Better is one day in your courts. That was from King David. He always said, better is one day in the presence of God than 1,000 elsewhere in man. So that's just something to keep in mind. Just pray. Keep in mind that, and just keep in mind that you have to be transitional. Be there. Be transparent. Be there for your members. Always. And then, of course, moving on to the New Testament scriptures. You have Paul in Ephesians. Many of his stuff was from the old hymn. Many of the old hymns were derived from Paul's writings. It's pretty cool stuff. In closing, I would like to personally talk about what the roles are for church members, or not church members, but as a worship pastor, and how he should prioritize his ministry. First off, it should be about God. No questions asked. God needs to be first and foremost, ahead of everything that we say and do in our ministry. Second, the spouse and his family. Third, the ministry. Sounds kind of difficult, but we need to have that family. Need to be able to separate the family time from the ministry time, and and be there for your family. Even though right now it's just me and my 2 little dogs, I'm turning around so y'all can see them. I still make time for these two little girls. Say, hey Pickles, hey Rosie. They love the camera. They love being on it. That's who I spend time with now. Even though I know it's very, it's a small thing, but God blesses it. Thank y'all. I hope everybody has a great night, great week. I look forward to seeing y'all in class a week from Thursday.